How's it going? Today is 28th of August, Wednesday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, let's take a look at some of those important areas. There was way more or some of the good things that's happening, but I thought perhaps we can go more in detail, right? While taking a look at perhaps two or three subjects only. First one would be teachers to get more trustworthy AI tech as generative tools learn from new bank of lesson plans and curriculum, helping them to mark homework as and or save time, right? So the potential then it comes to need and overload of teachers and perhaps need of having those teachers as well as what kind of information would be shared with students as well as cost. There's a lot of areas there. The UK's government announces new projects today that will enhance AI ability to assist teachers in making work and or planning lessons. So small and or slow transitions, right? There might be something there when it comes to scaling teachers' time. If there would be an option to scale teachers' time, where a teacher would be able to teach not necessarily 10 kids or something, they could then potentially teach 200 kids, then teachers can potentially generate more income, I guess. So that would be kind of a win-win situation, and it's something that was published today. So I haven't read it. Let's read it together. In this article, we're going to be taking a look at teaching standards, guidelines, and lessons plans will form a new optimized content store which will train generative AI to make it more reliable for teachers in England, right? Since I guess the timing, right? So soon there's gonna be a lot of young adults that's people so going to schools, right? Why it's only England? I don't know. They should be looking to expand, or perhaps they're just testing a pilot programs, right? So pilot potentially they wouldn't be looking to engage only with perhaps 100 teachers or so and test solutions as well as I think there's a committee that was set up to carry out better ways of teaching different subjects. I believe they should focus a lot more on STEAM subjects. If they can deliver math and or finance is a little bit better, that would be great. But again, that's my views, right? New projects will bring teachers and or tech companies together will develop and use trustworthy AI tools that can help mark homework and save teachers time. And the last point will becomes as new research shows parents want teachers to use AI to reduce out of hours work and boost time spent teaching children. Okay. I think AI it's an or the overall model or the entire model can be built in a very interesting way as well as intellectual property, right? And who gonna own that intellectual property? That's a different subject, right? Entire article, I'm not sure if we should read the entire article. There might be a lot of information, and if there would be a lot of opinions. And I myself, I'm interested more in how this project would be structured. Who is the team? So 5, 10, 20 people, as well as who are engineers who are building this model. How model will be launched, for how long model will be tested, as well as ownership of the model, how many teachers will get involved. This is information that I'm looking for. I can't find this information. Perhaps this information presented for the general public or something. I don't know. So, not necessarily what I'm looking for, right? Artificial intelligence will be better helping teachers mark work and plan lessons on the new project announced by UK's government today. The project, backed by 4 million of government's investment, will pool government documents including curriculum guidelines, lessons plans, and all anonymized pupil assessments will then be used by AI companies to train their tools as they generate accurate, high quality content like tailored creative lessons plans and workbooks that can reliably used in schools, right? Schools, so that will be location based, so the kids still need to go into a building, and in that building, so it's like a factory setting. Kids' personalities would be crushed. But so AI perhaps can deliver personality based, and a lot of feedback could be collected. And just to put things into perspective, right? Not necessarily it would be factory setting or perhaps down the line, right? But either way, the content store in Target or technology companies is specialized in education and to build tools which will help teachers mark work, create teaching material for use in the classrooms, and assist with uh, routine school admin, right? So administration work. It comes as new research shows parents want teachers to use generative AI. I don't know who was carrying out this test. Need of having a teachers there, so I think that's an issue, right? Need of having a parents as well as cost of education, since education I believe is overpriced. So that's my opinion, right? So perhaps starting with younger adults and progressing to how people learning things, the time frame could be reduced and in the return cost can be reduced, right? As well as we were taking a look at how many less people are interested in studying in UK from outside governments, right? Perhaps there's more to it, right? Where potentially people could learn where they are. They do not need to go to classrooms. But again, we're looking at the pilot, right? It comes as new research shows that parents want teachers to use generative AI to enable them to have more time helping children in the classrooms with face-to-face teaching, supporting the government's mission to break down barriers to opportunity. However, teachers and AI developers are clear better data is needed to make teaching overall technologies work properly. With this project looking to help, right? But overall, so I'll close on that. So it's great that they work on that since the cost could go down. I believe the entire cost and the entire sector is overpriced. But how to maintain standards. So when maintaining standards and enough testing needs to be done, all these kind of things, right? As well as crushing those personalities, right, with the schools and all factory setting. Let's progress to the next one. Next article, what would be important for economy and cost, right? So there was some speeches, announcements made when it comes to reducing cost of energy. Perhaps that's something on what is on everyone's mind in UK, including perhaps elderly people who perhaps government should look after, right? I was reading a lot of information on forums yesterday, but either way, let's stick to that, right? So energy and cost of energy, and or that would be perhaps something that Europe is struggling, and there might be some opportunities. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at coal potentially and how we can produce energy, since there's a lot of things and conflicts happening when it comes to cheap energy imports from outside governments, right? So we can potentially take a look at coal in today's video, and no one's talking about fracking, right? So it's something that we can spend all day tomorrow, right? So how then energy could be produced? No one's talking about fracking. Fracking is there right now, and potentially Germany is closing down all nuclear power plants, right? If Germany is closing those, alternative might be wind, solar, coal for Germany. So I think that's where things are moving, as well as a lot of people very unhappy about the government in the UK when it comes to energy and heating, right? But overall, that's my own. I haven't read this information, but that's overall my own summary of the current situation when it comes to energy. Prime Minister will drive forward UK's economic growth in Berlin and Paris this week, as he puts delivering for the British people at the top of his international agenda, right? And overall, EU was set up, right, for coal, so not necessarily anything new, right? Perhaps the government has other plans that are needed to be put on hold or so, right? Prime Minister will drive forward UK's economic growth in Berlin and Paris this week, as he puts delivery for the British people at the top of his international agenda. So there might be more to it, but we're not necessarily delve too deep into this, right? Keir Starmer will meet German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to launch negotiations on a new bilateral treaty, which is expected to boost business and trade, depending on defense, security, cooperation, and increased joint actions on illegal migration. Okay, so they're not necessarily talking about energy. Prime Minister is expected to call Chancellor Scholz that is focused on ensuring UK move beyond Brexit to rebuild relationships with their key partners and move to align with hardworking people in the both countries. He's also expecting that me, German president, okay, he will say that drive growth will be a key to do key to doing that. Germany is Europe's largest economy and UK's second largest trading partner, accounting for 8.5 of UK's trade. As part of the trip to Berlin, the Prime Minister is also expected to meet with Christian Branch, Chief Executive of Siemens Energy. We were taking a look at energy company that will be set up, and I believe there will be CEO who was working for Siemens, or perhaps still is Siemens, but there might be a separate person. Throughout the technology, Siemens upgraded 1/6 of global energy generation, right? So since that company will be set up in Scotland and managed from there, but people can invest in that company, right? The company is also employing nearly 100,000 people, including more than 6,000 in UK. Stop in part of the strip of visiting planned by the Prime Minister to drive up investment in UK and create more highly skilled jobs in every corner of the country. As well as perhaps at the core, as of now, we're looking at wind energy, right? So wind might be something that they're looking for, not necessarily doing many things at the same time, right? There's more in detail information, but again, I don't think it's that important. As well as of now, they are beginning talks. If they're starting talks, not necessarily anything will. Things might be only be put in motion, but they haven't agreed or haven't signed anything, right? So there's something there. Since there's so much information to read, let's progress to something else, right? Energy might be important since we're taking a look at Siemens, and Siemens potentially can offer some of those energy solutions, renewable energy solutions, which is great. But either way, so in today's video, let's take a look at coal and how immediate important issue would be energy costs. We can touch on how much energy costs as of now, and from there we can progress and take a look at other articles, right? This might give better understanding of what's happening in Europe when it comes to energy costs, right? Since a lot of governments in Europe had to more slowly reduce imports of energy and like gas or similar ones, as well as how that energy would be produced, where more and more governments would be looking to footprint of how much carbon is been put out there. So a lot of governments doing a lot of things, right? So energy costs, but again, it's these numbers are fluctuating since some of the days. Then there's a lot of wind, for example, in UK. So much energy can be produced for a matter of 5-10 seconds, right? So it could fulfill entire need of energy just because of the wind and how. But some days there's no wind, right? So just to put things in perspective, right? So that would be estimate, right? And from there, let's take a look at the next article. So let's take a look at energy. I think that's what would be very important, as well as perhaps tomorrow we can take a look at fracking and how other governments are doing, as well as how potentially UK can produce a lot of energy, right? Using different, and we can take a look at it tomorrow, right? Fracking, and let's understand it tomorrow. But either way, new AI data center being enabled by coal authority permits. A coal authority permits team have been supporting the development of AI data center being built in. There's a location there, northeast England, right? So let's take a look at this article. I haven't read it. It might be important information there. The project being developed by Blackstone and built by. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, sure. It's at the largest new artificial intelligence data center in Europe, expected to create 1,600 jobs and generate inward investment worth multi-billion pounds. I don't know. Since there might be a lot of issues when it comes to housing market, right? So government is looking who would be interested in funding housing, right? And potentially there's a lot of issues in places like US where AI center would be able to calculate and increase prices for consumers when it comes to increases the landlords. All the prices have been increased. I can take a look at the information and pushback and what's happening in the US with some of those companies. So potentially there would be a lot of houses built in UK, and how much of one bed, two bed houses would be owned by these companies. We can take a look at some of the examples in the US that would be about, I don't know, 60% of the market been owned by some of the just two or three companies. So there's a lot of issues that I see with some of those projects, right? That's the only thing I like to touch on, and let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.